Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASRA Cup Series here for Season 5. This will be the AdminBoxx 200 at Auto Club Speedway. This will have two stages. Stage 1's going to end at 30 laps. Stage 2 is going to end at 60. This is also going to be the Dash for Cash qualifier. Top 4 will advance, and they will compete for $30 next week. My name is Jacob Emery alongside Steven Tucker. Steven, how you doing?
Hello,
Welcome back for another week of racing.
Man, I'll tell you what, we are pumped up. Race number 3 in the season already, and we are back on the West Coast, Auto Club Speedway. I'll tell you what, everybody loves this track, Emery, everyone. It's unfortunate, it's not going to be any longer on the schedule, but I'll tell you what, today it lives on virtually, and we're going to have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this is one of my favorite tracks as well as a driver, and I know these guys appreciate this track and the setups. They've been talking about it a little bit. Seems the car's a little tight, but as this race goes on, these tires will loosen up a little bit as they see the fall off. That's going to be fun to watch as these guys are out here battling. And one guy to watch out for again, man, every week, Brandon 6 in that 66. He's gone back-to-back wins so far, and if the guy can save tires, that's one driver that can do it.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, a lot of guys are looking at Bowie Esports, and they're like, man, that's the target right now. So what can these guys do to answer that? A lot of guys right now, Roger Pierce, I think he's one to really make that happen. I think Grant Davis right here in that 24. I think these guys, Devin Smirker, definitely in that 26, able to contend for those. We'll see what they can do today here. A lot of drafting, a lot of drivers. Going to be good.
Yes. Speaking of drivers, Julio in that 78, he's on board. He's at this track putting in some good times. And I'll tell you, a lot of these drivers out here are putting in a lot of time in practice. Guys are over 50-plus laps trying to get as much time on the track as they can to figure it out. And the field's going to be really close as you're looking at the times rolling in right now. Brandon Bowie's sitting on the pole at 40.49. Pierce in the 27, he's second. Julio in the 78, and Davis in that 24. Watch out for that 26. That's your top 5 as it stands, but there's a lot of drivers left to get on the track and get to the top.
Yes, sir. I think a lot of guys are going to be battling today. A lot of the issues today that we've seen so far on the track is tight conditions. The setup today is pretty tight. Right now, we're going to go green at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so right at the dead of heat when the sun's the highest. So I think we're going to see a lot of different things happen today. A lot of tight conditions, a lot of, battling with that. The right front tires are going to heat up quite a bit. So it's really going to come down to how can you save your tires? How can you manage them for a 100-lap race.
Yeah, 100-lap race, and the temperature in practice was 123 degrees. That track temp, I think, is probably going to get a little bit hotter as the time goes on and this race goes on. 100 laps, like you said, and only got 4 sets of tires. I think for this race, this is going to be the first race that we've had where we have a green flag pit stop. And that's very unique, and that will change up the game as these drivers try to have some strategy out there and save the fuel, save the tires. You'll have a lot of these teams working together to try and make that work.
Yeah, that's the idea. Honestly, this season, we're really trying to do a lot of different things as we're seeing this song, giving it a good spin around the grass, hopefully trying to practice those donuts at the end of the race, if you can find yourself getting to victory lane. But, I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, it's a lot of things, a lot of factors going to go into this race for sure. But while we're on the subject of Robert Hissong, I'll tell you what, he's a driver, Emery, that I'm looking at because lately he's been doing really, really good, has some good finishes, definitely faster than last season. So great to see that for sure. A lot of drivers on track. Frankie Barroso coming out onto the track. What can he do here today? Currently, Brandon Bowie sitting on top of the boards.
Yeah, he's got the pole as it sits, but Frankie looked really good in practice. His times were up there in the top 5 in that 2 spot. And you were talking about Robert Hissong. Man, he was up in that 50-plus practice laps, coming out here, putting some time at Auto Club. And you're right. It seems like he's been in the mix-up all season long. Only 2 races, but still, he's been right there in the mix. And I think you're right. Robert Hissong, look out for him. He's one driver that can get a win at any time here at Auto Club. Now we're looking at Frankie. Let's see what he can do. He's got to beat out Bowie in that 40.49 spot as he holds the pole. Graham, number 87. Jamie just popped up there in the 2nd spot. He tied Brandon Bowie the 40.49. Wow. Frankie, Brandon 6 now. He's in 3rd with the 50.50. Man, oh man, times are getting close here, Steve.
Yeah, really, really good run actually by Jamie Graham. Don't count him out. He's very fast. He's been showing that he's fast. Really, the first couple of races, Homestead, he was very quick. Was up front quite a bit early on in the stage 1. So I'll tell you what, if his race is clean, if it doesn't get involved into any kind of a mess, watch out for Jamie Graham. I think he can definitely be one today to get this dub.
Yeah, and you got these drivers kind of battling for a win. They want to get points, but also the Dash for Cash qualifier. The top 4 are the only ones that are going to qualify, and then they compete next week in Kansas for the $30 prize money. So a little bit more on the line here at Auto Club now, and I think this racing is going to be absolutely fantastic as these guys try to figure out these setups, figure out these cars, and I think this will be a real test to see what drivers can come out here and save tires and make the good strategy. As Frankie now is up top, that 48 now holds the pole at a 40.39. Wow. What a blistering time right there! I don't think anybody's going to beat that.
Fast lap for sure. Marshall Harris right now trying to take the pole position away, last on track. About a minute left to go in qualifying. What can Marshall Harris do today in that number 12 Harpoon design machine? Love the look of that Bumblebee paint scheme. I'm going to call it that because I don't know, black and yellow. Love that.
I think it's a good name for it. Black Bumblebee, black and yellow. Real quick, some of these guys in practice, I think the track temps were a little bit lower. They may have been doing some drafting, but Brandon 6 was running a 40.22 in practice. Man, Frankie was running a 40.29. You got guys like Bowie with a 40.27. So they're a little off pace from what practice was, but as this track heats up, I think you'll see the times kind of change a little bit as we're looking at the number 12 now on his out lap. Let's see what he can do for the first qualifying lap for him.
Yeah, so far, great job by Harris. Right now, still in 30th place, but can't quite get there. We have one driver who's not actually qualified yet, Steven Piero. Looks like he might be deciding to not qualify, which, hey, you know what? Not a bad choice, because sometimes you never know what can happen on these starts and restarts. But right there, that's going to be it for qualifying, and Frankie Barroso is going to be your pole sitter. He gets that one extra playoff point. That's huge for the playoffs to get that start in the jump start on the rest of the drivers. So fantastic job by Frankie. Emery, you know what time it is. It's time to go through the grid. We have 31 drivers here today, 32, excuse me, on the field. You love to see it. Right now.
Yeah, they're getting on the grid now.
Yes, sir.
Looks like they're popping in.
All right. Well, let's get to it. A lot of drivers aren't on the field just yet. Oh, here they are. Now they're popping in. can't quite show you guys their cars until they jump on the.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what,
grid.
Steve. Before we start that, real quick, as we get on board and look at those drivers in the grid, just want to thank everybody here, man, and the sponsors. AdminBoxx. This is a presented race here. AdminBoxx 200 units, moving portable storage. Battle Beaver, Harpoon Design, and Sim Motion, big time sponsors this season. It's been great to see, and we even got more sponsors on the way. But man, I think they're on.
Yes, sir.
Go through the grid, Steve.
Here we go. Frankie Barroso on the pole today. Love that 48 Bowie Esports paint scheme. Looking great. Brandon Bowie, strong run right here in the P2. Jamie Graham starting P3. Very, very fast hot rod today in the Holy City Towing 87. Man, love that paint scheme too. Brandon 6 jumps on board. Battle Beaver, huge partner of ours. Love to see them on track. And Brandon 6 riding aboard. Going to be starting in P4. Roger Pierce, 5th place. Extreme Sim Racing 27. Gonna get it going today. Michael Lamphere in the number 6 spot. Wow, really, really fast run for him. Watch him get to the front today. Julio Villalobos, awesome driver, was with us last season, came on board, so new as of this season. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm a sucker for silver and blue, and this car is, it might be my favorite. This is really, really cool. Back to Battle Beaver and Grant Davis, P8 in the Battle Beaver machine, the 24, iconic yellow 24. Love that, starting off in P8. Devin Smirker, All Things Go podcast. Expect a lot of news and information from them shortly, as they'll be sponsoring some races. Can't wait for that All Things Go podcast. Richard Wolsifer, P10. Donnie Honeycutt in P11. Great job by him. Chris Parkman, 12th. Mike Corvo, 13th place. 22q.org. Jackson Anderson, 14th on the thumbnail, by the way. Love that paint scheme today. Kenny Reel, 15th. Richard Wildriff, 16th. William, 17th. Larson, 18th place. Joseph Mealy, 19. Daryl Young Jr., 20th. Matt Smith, Season 1 champion, position 20. Nick Biddy, 22. DJ Honeycutt, 23rd. Rubber Song, 24th. Simpson, P25. A lot of people in the chat love Nick Simpson. Shout him out right now. Come on now. Thomas Meeks, 26th. James Kaufman, 27th. Tyler Honeycutt, 28. Marshall Harris, 29. Joe DeVete, 30th. And then Stephen Piero. Looks like he's on the grid, but not actually in the track yet. So we'll see him once he gets on track. But hey, a lot going on here. Emery, this is it. Lap 1. 30 laps.
30 laps to that stage 1 finish here. Man, it's something to say for how many drivers we've got out here, how big this field is. It's just fantastic to see. We're in race number 3 as Mr. Frankie in that 48. He will have the green flag here shortly. Brandon Bowie in that 54 is going to be right up top as we got a green flag here for the AdminBoxx 200.
Man, it's
already
4
seeing
wide.
that 3 to 4 wide, Steve. We're already seeing it.
Take a look. Oh,
contact
no!
early. And that's going to bring out the first caution, as it looks like Simpson and James maybe in the mix. No, Nick Biddy possibly. Have to take a look back here.
Yeah, it's Walsifer and Lamphere. It looks like Walsifer was 4 wide. We saw him in that stint built teal machine. Doesn't have a lot of damage actually on the right front, but got into the ends of Lamphere. We'll go back and take a look, but man, you hate to see that on lap 1, but hey, tough racing, trying to get those positions early. Let's go back real quick. So already in place. Luckily, I cannot believe this happened at the beginning of the field. Remember, Lamphere started P6 and no other cars were involved. So fantastic job by everybody to get around these drivers. Let's go back just a little bit further back. See if we can figure out what actually happened here. Even further. Okay.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to go 3 to 4 wide on these restarts, but once you get on that backstretch, you got to kind of figure it out. If you want to stay up top or go down below. As of right now, it looks like one car just got into the other, and we got a caution, our first caution of the evening.
Yeah, we kind of saw. So Walsifer was 4 wide off the corner, got a little tight off the corner, kind of bounced off the wall, but didn't actually hit it. And then unfortunately, Lamphere was just right there. So bad news for obviously Walsifer. Again, the car doesn't look too bad. Lanphier, definitely not favorable damage, but definitely has some for sure. So we'll have to see how this, I guess, is ruled. But yeah, unfortunate. Lap 1, 4 wide. Those things can happen, man. And right now, yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, we're looking at Lanphier going in, that 13 to the pits. Gonna get some stuff fixed a little bit. Like you said, doesn't look like big time damage. I think we'll see him back out there. But it's just too early to have these cautions and that issue. So, man, they're gonna get back out there. We'll get some green flag racing. Unfortunate.
Yes, sir. Looking at that 13 machine, don't see it. Okay, I see some right front damage a little bit. It's not terrible. So I guess the good news is that it's definitely going to be fine to race with. We'll have to definitely fix that damage, and we'll see how it affects his aero on that car. But overall, really not too bad considering what it could have been. So either way, up front, Brandon Bowie, we're choosing right now. Great to see.
Love to see the choose car. Nice and orange out there, so nobody can, so everybody can see it, and hopefully no one hits it. But we haven't had it happen this year yet. We'll see.
We are due for it, though, potentially. But a lot of drivers, there we go, choosing right there. We're going to get better as far as timing on that. Our production crew, I don't know who they are, but man, they need work. Right,
yeah, I don't know who they are either. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing's changed up front, though, man. We only got maybe half a lap in there. We got our first caution, but Bowie, Frankie's up there in the 48. Brandon 6 in third now. You got Graham, the 87. Watch out. Put a lot of time in practice. Looks pretty good, and had a pretty good qualified time as well. So one driver early on that I think we're going to have to look out for to maybe get a win here at Auto Club.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big storyline, too, obviously, is what we've already mentioned. But then also, too, I mean, again, we talked about a pre-race, but Frankie, you know, Bowie and 6, all these Bowie Esport drivers, right, they're the target. And now we have Julio Villalobos, another one. So it's like, what are these guys, you know, what can they do to dethrone these guys? Any of them. And I think this is a good track to do it. Again, a lot of draft dependence here, a lot of strategy that we'll see as far as fuel and tires. So, long race to go. 100 laps is not a short race. So, lot to play out here.
Yeah, lots can play out. Now, Brandon Bowie in the trucks last season, I believe he was going to go back to maybe wins. And I don't think anybody has gotten 3 wins in a row. Brandon's 6 tonight in that 66. He could be the first driver to maybe do that here at the Auto Club.
Great stat right there, and absolutely that is the case. Again, the Harpoon Design Truck Series last season, in Season 2. He was able, or Bowie at least, was able to win 3 straight to start the season. And yeah, that's never been done in ASRA history until then. So we'll see if 6 can do that today. We'll see, but right now, we're going back green.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch these guys battle. The pace car is off. Bowie in that 54 and Frankie in that 48 are going to take us into turn 1 and 2 as we've got a green flag again here at Auto Club Speedway for the AdminBoxx 200.
Fanning out 3 and 4 wide already in turns 1 and 2. Hopefully they can get back do this cleaner than they did last time. And so far, it looks like it.
Yeah, maybe the top line might be the early line that people want to go out here and take as we're looking at the 27 on the inside trying to make a move. That's Pierce in that extreme car.
Yes, sir. A lot going on right now. Seeing a lot of big drafts right here. Brandon 6 right behind Roger Pierce. Great action right now being involved, but I'll tell you what, this draft is going to be huge today.
Yeah, you'll start to see these drivers take that draft and work with it. You also see drivers try to pull away and kill the draft because a lot of times you don't want those guys to catch up with you, so you'll see a little bit of movement out front. Brandon Bowie doing a great job in that 54. Frankie's working with them, they're teammates.
Further back in the pack, we're seeing 3 wide still. Matt Smith in the middle here in that 29. Anthony Williams on the outside. great racing so far. The outside line right here has the advantage because they have the drivers in front of them to get that pole, to get that draft. The drivers down low don't quite have that, so we'll see. Daryl Young right here. It's a great run.
Daryl Young working that outside lane. 29 of Matt Smith. Seems like he's pretty comfortable rolling with Joseph Mealy as well in that 39. One driver that's jumped up quick, 8 spots, that's DJ Honeycutt. He's in the 15 car in that Toyota. He is now in 15th spot.
So far, great job by these boys. DJ Honeycutt going to make a move here on the inside, 3 wide. Trying to get that draft off of Devin Smirker. Doing a great job.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this, how big this track is. You have a lot of room. So right now the cars are a little tight. As the race goes on, these tires will start to fall off. You'll start seeing cars and drivers start to slide up the track. So you got to be really careful with that.
You can see it right here. The outside line is going to get some good speed right here. Woodruff has a great jump right there on the outside line. You'll see him get a better momentum off exit because they have that better round corner exit right there. Yeah, there you go. The drafting right now off of Kenny Reel in front of him. Awesome job so far by all these guys. Lap 9.
9 down. We got to go to the 30 mark for our first stage break. The next one will be at 60. We talked about this as well. 4 sets of tires today. They got it. They got to save them. If you burn your tires up here at Auto Club, your lap times will decrease tremendously, as number 11 of Kenny Reel sitting in 13th spot in that Chevy. He's kind of in that mix-up with Daryl and Richard. Matt Smith. Real close racing in the middle of this pack.
That's right. Great job so far. A lot of clean driving so far. I mean, that lap 1 incident was kind of unexpected, but since then it's been very good. This track is so
fantastic. Wide. It is wide. You got to be careful coming off these corners because a lot of times you do slide up. You got a car on that wall. There's nowhere to go. That's what can cause these cautions. But like you were saying, doing really good, figuring this track out early at Auto Club. And that's just to say these drivers were here in practice, putting in a lot of time, a lot of laps early on to figure it out. And I think it's paying off for a majority of these drivers. Donnie Honeycutt in that 22, he's up 5 spots. He's sitting 6th. Chris Parkman, he's up 5 spots in that Chevy. He's in 7th. And Jackson Anderson in that 83, he's up 8 spots, up in that top 10 position. Let's see what these drivers can do. 11 laps down. 12 as Bowie crosses.
Right here, this 24 of Grant Davis, watch out for him right now. I can promise you, he is not 12th position fast. He is definitely faster than this. I think he's holding on to those tires, because keep in mind, if this stays green, the drivers can only go about 20, 21 laps on fuel. And they're almost at that right now, almost 9 or 10 more laps. So stage 1 ends at lap 30. So hold on to those tires early, come down for that splash of gas, and then you can fire those tires right off.
Gotta love that Battle Beaver number 24. Blue car up there, sitting next to number 11, Kenny Reel in that Jordan car. Anybody needs some sneakers, check him out. He sells them. Kenny Reel, he's always had a Jordan paint scheme, I feel like.
Think so, right there.
Contact with the 24 and 11. Just a little bump from the 24, 11 season back there now.
Close for sure. Hey, watch out again, this 22 car of Donnie Honeycutt. He's not really been able to show his speed so far this season because of incidents and kind of gotten in the way of some wrecks, unfortunately. Not of his own fault, but I'll tell you what, very, very fast in preseason. This is a man to watch out for. He can definitely win. He's got that kind of power. And hopefully this is the kind of track to really showcase his talent, because he can do it. Right now, he is challenging Brandon Six for that top 5 spot. So he is no joke.
Yeah, he's right behind the 66. Staying up top there, 27 and Pierce as well. Looking like a big run here on the inside, trying to catch Graham in the 87. Big shout out to everybody there watching on YouTube. Race Day Live, we appreciate you tuning in. We've got a good turnout again here at Auto Club for race number 3. We see all your chatting. We appreciate your support. Number 27 making a pass by the 87 of Graham. And that's going to put him in 3rd position. Brandon 6 charging in at 66. He's in 5th.
Fantastic job right here. But hey, watch out for Nick Simpson and Devin Smirker on the move right now. Further back in the pack again, 25th and 26th. But right now, I believe they're holding on to their tires a little bit. They got to do that in order to get the stage points potentially. A lot of strategy can be involved here. Do you take tires? Do you save fuel? What do you do to get those stage points? And right now, Nick Simpson making a dive bomb move on the exit, trying to pass Devin Smirker. So great job here by these guys.
Yeah, Devin in that Ford in the 26. He's down a couple spots, so maybe he's playing the slow game, just kind of sitting back, getting a feel for the car, saving those tires like you were talking about. But he is down 15 spots, now in 14 spots in the 24th position.
Here we go. Oh, Nick Simpson, hold on to her. Ah, hits the wall.
30. Oh, no. Unfortunate there. That's going to bring out another caution. For some reason, the caution is not thrown. We're still green.
Yeah, not sure what Nick Simpson's doing. We don't want to try and cause a caution.
And there's the caution now. Stayed out on the track and just went to that stop, and that's what's going to cause it. 46 of Nick Simpson in the wall. Our second caution today, unfortunate for him. We had one driver, I believe, avoid that wreck and had to go through the pits. Hopefully he didn't get a black flag. We'll take another look at this here shortly.
Yes, sir. Right now, Nick Simpson, we were on board watching him. He was about to pit. Looks like he missed the pit lane. And unfortunately, kept it going. We'll take a look back. Nick Simpson, missed the pit road, got into the grass there, and just kind of kept it going. Could have kept it straight right there. Not real sure what we're doing here.
Yeah, if we could take a good look in the cockpit to see what was happening. Just got a little loose and brought out the caution here. And as we're on board of Nick Simpson.
Yeah, we'll go back a little further back just to see if we can get a good look from the cockpit.
Yeah, that Sawyer and Sons car got some damage on the left side now. He's going to have to get in the pits and fix some stuff. Oh! So, Steve, did he come in hot on the pits?
Oh, yeah.
That was interesting there.
Yeah, way too hot for sure. Looks like the money shifted somehow and then comes back down and then reslides it. Tough to see. I mean, you know, you don't want to see a driver, you know, cause a yellow that didn't really need to happen. And I feel like right there, I don't know, he could have kept it down, kept it slower, and avoided that one. But either way, we're under our second yellow of the day, and Nick Simpson is in shambles.
Yeah, and Steve, I will tell you this, it's easier said than done when we're here in the booth. I'll tell you what, when you're driving under a little bit of pressure, you're out there trying to keep it clean. You never know what can happen. I've probably done something like that in my past, and you know what? I think I have.
Well, right now, what does that do for these drivers? A couple of them came down pit road right there. Devin Smirker was just on pit road. Nick Biddy, Anthony Williams. These drivers, this helped them out big time because everybody else just came down to pit. So that's going to be massive for these guys. That caution came at the perfect time for these drivers to get that fuel position or track position, excuse me.
Yeah, very interesting. I almost feel like it's almost too early to be coming into the pits. But hey, that was the team strategy. As now we have two cars, they're going to have some fuel. Looks like the 46 is still getting some repairs done, unfortunately. A couple of those other drivers are going to have some advantage as I think some of the field's going to come in and get some fuel and some tires right now. 46 now is leaving the pits. He's going to be back on the track trying to outpace the pace car so he doesn't go a lap down.
Yeah, and right here, Michael Amphier, again, was involved in that first wreck on stage one, lap one. That right front damage looks like it's actually doing pretty good right now. Pretty well clean.
Good to see him back on the track. We've only got 19 laps in. This first stage again ends at the 30 mark. So we've only got a few laps left here, and this first stage will end, and we'll see who got some early on points early on in this race here for the AdminBoxx 200. It's been pretty good so far, Steve. Love to see these drivers, and I love to see the strategy early on of this race as these guys try to figure it out.
For sure.
We got to go 100 laps, though. That's still a long, long race.
It is, but I'll tell you what, this really benefits the drivers who were in the back of the pack. Like, again, these top three, Smirker, Biddy, Williams, not slow drivers, just happen to be back there. And I'll tell you what, a lot can happen here for sure. This is going to be huge to see what they can do.
As they're back choosing inside or outside lane. I think it's too early, to just kind of still trying to figure out the track. What do you think? Do you want to be on the outside on this restart? It's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
We only have a few laps left.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough if you think you have the speed, maybe you want the outside just because you can kind of get the better exit, but tough break for sure. It's really just kind of preference at this point. Fresh tires work pretty well down low, but yeah, it all depends.
Yeah, me personally, I think at this track with the short run, I'd like to start on the outside. I just feel more comfortable on the outside lane. You know, on a short track, maybe you want to start on the inside, but who knows? As we're now seeing a couple more cars coming in for a pit stop. The 46 is coming back into the pits to maybe just get some more fuel or fix that car as he had some damage. Yeah. We're looking at the 26 right there as well, going to make a pit stop.
Yeah, this 26 coming down here, it's actually quite shocking for me because I feel like he was one of the ones that got the fuel just a second ago when that caution came out. So he's topping off right now, so maybe didn't quite fill it up, potentially, but I thought he had enough gas to go, but I guess we thought wrong. So either way,
yeah,
the lead is going to be handed off to the low-line motorsports boys of Nick Biddy, Joe DeVede, and Anthony Williams. So obviously they're all on the same strat together. You'd love to see that. So we'll see what they can handle here. Nick Biddy going to get a lap led here, so really cool to see.
Pace cars back on the track. So I believe the lights are about off. We're going to go back to racing. Green flag. Been a lot of action early on for this AdminBoxx 200. Going to be about 9 laps left until this first stage ends. And every point counts too. Everybody wants to get that stage 1 win, so it helps for the playoffs later in this season. Nick Biddy, Joe DeVede in that 6, Anthony Williams, your top 1, 2, and 3. Little bit different faces up front. Let's see how they do as the pace car's off, and we are going to go green flag racing. Nick Biddy, Joe DeVede, and Anthony Williams will take us into turn 1, 2, and 3. Brandon Bowie, Frankie Barroso in that 48. That's your top 5 in Brandon's 6. Knocking on the door in that 6th position. Let's see what he can do early on. Big jump for the 32 of Nick Biddy on the outside. 54 and 66 want to push it on the inside, see if they make a run. 3 wide, 4 wide as we go. 27 makes a little bit of contact. It's clean still.
Man, close racing right now. Big jump or big bump by Jamie Graham to Joe DeVede. I mean, you get some slower drivers, faster drivers up front and behind. Different strats, newer tires. A lot's happening right here.
Yeah, they kept it clean. A lot of contact. But we saw that early on as well. 3 wide as we're looking almost 4 wide here. 22 laps down. We got to go to the 30 mark.
Nick Biddy still able to hold on to the lead right now. Brandon Bowie trying to make a move on the outside. All of Bowie Esports really trying to make a move. But Nick Biddy, what can he have? Can you hold him off?
You got 54, 48, and 66 all working together on the outside lane. 32 stays up. Looks like 54 is going to get a quick little run. That's Brandon Bowie being pretty patient right now. 24, 23 laps down. Now Brandon's going to make a run on the inside to pass the 32 of Nick Biddy in that Ford, and he does. Is Frankie going to follow? 66 right behind him as well. He's in 4th position. Little contact up front.
Tell you what, a lot more action right here. Back of the pack, middle of the pack, 3 wide right now. Matt Smith in the middle, Kenny Real down low. 7 laps to go until stage 1 ends. This is all for points. Ooh, Jimmy Graham comes down low. They're dooring. Can he get off of him?
29 and 87 just stuck together out of turn 4. Good racing. Kenny Real now is in 10th, up 3 spots. Joe David in that 6th. He is now up 20 spots, sitting 9th. He's up in the top 10.
3 wide still in the back of the pack here for top 10 positions. This is the fight right here to try and get that 10th place, to get that 1 extra playoff point.
You go back further, we got Tyler Honeycutt on the inside of a 3 wide, coming up the track a little bit. Oh, 97s looks like he's going to avoid him, and we've got 51 of Josh Larson now making a pass.
Three wide all the way around. It's wide enough, Emery. Right now, 4 wide. Hold on now. Donnie Honeycutt making a move on the inside to his son, DJ.
Man, oh man, hold on to it.
He got a little loose there on the inside. He did hold on to it. Great job.
Yeah, looks like now Jamie Graham in 87, kind of falling back a little bit, sitting 14th, down 11 spots in that middle. You got guys like Josh Larson on the inside making him work for it. Now he's getting passed again. Robert Hassong in that Ford in the 8 now is going to make a move.
Crazy
I think
moves
Jamie
back here.
maybe lost some tires, Steve.
Ooh, I think so too. All right, falling like a brick right there. In 17th is what happens though. Tire management.
It's key. These cars were tight early on, but now we're 26 laps in. Those tires changed a little bit. You got to be careful.
Nick Biddy doing a great job holding on here to P4. Hasn't lost many spots, so holding on great right here with 4 laps to go in stage 1.
Go up a little further. Joseph Mealing at 39. He's 11 spots up. Joe DeVeet's 21 spots up. And Matt Smith, that's your 7, 8, and 9 position, battling right behind Grant Davis and Roger Pierce.
Great job. Everyone's starting to single file out. That high line, though, it's still working.
It's
Brandon
still working.
6.
Brandon 6 just made a pass on the inside from Frankie. We've only got 3 laps to go till this stage ends. Brandon's really pulling away now. Frankie trying to catch him. Nick Biddy in that 32 in the Ford. He's battling with Brandon Bowie.
I'll tell you what, watch out for Grant Davis in that 24. Here he is. I bet he's got those fresh tires right now in P5, and he is coming.
Yeah, Grant Davis looking really good. Real close to the best lap out here so far. 28 laps in now. He's sitting in 4th, up 4 spots. Still working that inside lane. Trying to get by Nick Biddy. "29 laps in as they cross. We've got 1 to go as we end to the 30 stage mark. 30 laps, stage 1.
Awesome job, Daryl Young by himself out there, 20th place. But further back, we got 3 wide here. Ooh, Jackson Anderson. Jim Kaufman trying all they can to hold on to it. Ooh, Woodruff and Jamie Graham. You weren't kidding about those tires on Jamie's car. He is really hurting right now. We'll get those fresh rubbers at the end of stage 1. But right now, Brandon 6 going to come across the line and be your stage 1 winner. Woo! In an absolute drag race for P2.
Brandon 6 in the 66 does get the stage 1 win. Brandon Bowie in that 54, Frankie Barroso in that 48. You got Grant Davis in the 24 and DJ Honeycutt in the 15 Toyota. That's your top 5. As drivers like Jamie want to get into the pits, change those tires, and get some fresh ones on that car, because that doesn't take much to get a little loose and start dropping back some spots.
No, sir. And right there, we saw how much tires played a role into that. I mean, Brandon Six, Bowie, and Barroso all had to climb back through the field on those fresher tires, it seemed like. So a lot happens there. And DJ Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt, great job by these guys right here. Battling back for a 5th and 6th position. Great stage points right there for them. Going to be really good to see how they do here. But right now, pitting is going to occur. Everybody is screaming for tires. Who's going to do what here, Emery?
Man, I think you take 4, you get some fuel, and you go all the way to that 60 mark, 60 laps for stage 2. I think it's too early to just take 2 tires and try to get out front. But we'll see. As these drivers are in the pits, gonna make some adjustments, and let's see who can come out here and stay out front.
Look at that, Donnie Honeycutt out first. He's got a different plan than these guys. Maybe 2 tires, maybe no tires. Fuel only perhaps from him. Besides that, look at this battle. Barroso next, Grant Davis, Bowie, and then DJ. Look at all these drivers coming off pit road. A lot of gainers here. Josh Larson in 10th place. Great job for him right there. Big time moves.
A lot of traffic coming out of the pits. I'm curious to see what Honeycutt did. Did he only get 2 tires, or did he just come in to get some fuel and got right back out there?
Hey, either way, smart move. Looking to get that 1 extra bonus point for leading a lap. So at the very least, he's going to get that. And maybe just some fuel. Top it off. Take those tires at the green flag pit stop in about 15-20 laps when they have to. Could be a good strat.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for a caution, and we've had cautions early on in these restarts, so maybe his plan will pay out. You're right, Donnie Honeycutt in that 22 did get a stage point win, excuse me. If he does lead a lap here, he'll get a point there. As now he's pulling back in, Steve.
There it is. He wanted that 1 extra point. Very smart move. Playing for that strategy to get the points. You love that. Let's go bring in Brandon Six if we can, stage 1 winner. Hey, Brandon, it's Steve in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, how's it going, fellas?
Hey, man, stage 1 winner, trying to go for 3 straight in a row. What can you do to get that today? How hard is it going to be?
It's going to be pretty hard. It's very draft heavy for the first half of the run. The tires are kind of still new. If you protect your tires, as you can see, you can kind of start to make moves on people and be a little bit more aggressive. I think for me to have a shot at it, honestly, I think it's going to have to be a long run to finish it. I don't think I have the short run pace as like Frankie and Louis have and some of these other guys. So I'm praying for long runs, honestly, at this point.
All right, man. Love that. Hey, congrats on the stage 1 win. Good luck rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
And that's your stage 1 winner, Brandon Six. Also the winner of our last 2 races. He does have a target on his back. One of the drivers coming out early and making his statement. And I know he was trying to come out here and win again as he is up front. He was talking about it. He needs those long runs. He doesn't think he can hold off Frankie or Davis in those short runs. So let's see what happens and see how this race plays out. But that's interesting comment from Brandon Six is just doesn't seem like he feels too comfortable with the short runs early on.
Exactly. We'll see. Long runs might happen here for sure.
Pace cars off. Brandon Six up front. Grant Davis in the 24. We're going back green flag racing for the AdminBoxx 200 here at Auto Club Speedway. As now Grant Davis on the inside is going to try to get out early and take the lead. He's been strong early on in this race. One driver that can come out here and be a new name, a new face, and a new winner at Auto Club. 3 wide.
Awesome job. Yeah, Grant Davis, we talked about him earlier. I think he's my pick for this race. He can definitely do it. He has the speed. Just needs the help. Needs teammates. Track is so draft dependent, Emery. A lot of it comes down to that, but also, too, it's tight. So a tight track, but also draft dependent. You got to find out when to draft and when to do it the right way.
Yeah, I think this time around you'll see these drivers maybe not pushing it as much for the 3 wide and get more of that side-by-side single file racing because they want to save these tires. I think a few of these drivers may have got a little shocked for how much the fall off is. But as I say that, the 54 up front of Brandon Bowie is going to make it 3 wide to pass his teammates on the inside. He is your leader now.
100%. Yeah, right now, I mean, it's pretty clear that tires are going to play a major role. And to your point, every driver just saw what happened in stage 1, and they need to just hold on to them, right? It's just all what it just comes down to that. Hold on to your tires, do what you can. Maybe the high line's not the way to go. DJ Honeycutt right here. Tell you what, P3 currently going to get past potentially 3 wide by Roger Pierce. Having a great day so far.
Yeah, that number 15 in that Toyota. Got a Track Racer sponsor on the back there. Looking really good. Up 17 spots now.
Such a good job for Honeycutt. Great to see. But hey, don't forget, right now, Devin Smirker also right back in the front. Currently in P9. In that mint green car. You can't miss it. Watch out for him, too. He's got speed. Whoa! Car way up high. Who was that?
Watch out.
I believe that was Mike Corvo. He was way up high, slid up high, but held on to it. Did a great job, man. Wow. That was super close.
3 wide in the back. I believe that's Larson.
Again, good job by these guys. Michael Lanphier making a comeback. Had that lap 1 incident right with Waltifer, actually, who's right to his outside in that green car. So a lot can happen here. But again, I think a lot of these guys may be holding on to their tires, deciding, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't want stage points. I want to get that win. So they're going to hold on to that strategy and see how we can work for them. But right now, we're getting some feedback here. Roger Pierce making a move on the outside, gets around Grant Davis.
Grant Davis just kind of hanging back a little bit. I think he's, like you're talking about it, saving those tires, not pushing the car too hard, still in that top 10, and right there to make some good moves to get to the top 5 mark. But now we got the 8 of Robert Hassan. We talked about him early in practice, putting in a lot of times, a lot of practice laps, and was real fast early on. He's in that Ford up 17 spots in the 7th spot.
Yeah, right now, great job so far. Whoa. Seen a couple things going on right here. Josh Larson bounced around on that thing. Oh, hold on. Jamie Graham, Marshall Harris, this is teammates. Got doored by each other real close right there. Jamie Graham holds on to it, maintains track position, loses a few spots, but that could have been bigger.
Yeah, you don't want to be touching teammates like that. Could cause both of you to come out of the race. And we heard over the radio comms, they were apologizing and saying sorry, but man, close call there. Is now we're looking at the field kind of doing that single file as I thought they would. Just kind of playing it through, 39 laps down. We've got to go to the 60 mark for stage 2.
Hey, this is great to see. A lot of the wiggles and nerves got done potentially early. And now we're going to see long green flag runs, we hope. This could open up a lot of opportunities for guys that might not be necessarily have the speed, but have the strategy. In about 10 laps, we're going to start seeing guys dive down pit road for fuel. What can that bring us?
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that. Might have our first green flag pit stops. And if you haven't been practicing that early on, it's a challenge. If you haven't done it all season and you have your first one coming up, you got to control that speed. You got to come off the track. You got to make the right decision. We saw early on one driver cause the caution by coming in too hot. So if we do have a green flag pit stop, it's going to be fun to see these drivers come into pit lane.
Yeah, we started green flag pit stops, but then Nick Simpson unfortunately got through the grass, held onto the brakes way too hard, and just drove right past it. So that can happen. So those are the things we got to watch out for too, as drivers. Man, Roger Pierce got real close to Brandon 6 right there. Almost took him out. All of a sudden,
cars up front here battling, Steve. We got 3 wide again. Woo! We were looking like we were doing a little single file, side by side, but that's thrown out the window. Here's one thing that I've been noticing. No one's running that top line. Everybody's coming into the inside, coming back up. That's got to be the fast way to go here at Auto Club, and that's not always the case.
Right. I mean, yeah, right now, lots going on. 3 wide, Nick Biddy. Josh Larson comes out of nowhere right now, currently in 6th place. Fantastic job. He is not saving tires, obviously. He's trying to get to the front. Hey, once you get to the front, that's not a bad strat. Get to the front, and what happens, happens. Maybe you get a good caution. Maybe, you know, get to the front. Because when that happens, wrecks behind you won't get involved in.
Absolutely. Josh Larson in that 51. Kind of running that higher outside lane. He might just feel good up there as the 32's on the inside of him, but Josh Larson still keeping up speed running that track. Now he dives to the bottom behind the 66, making a big run here. 66 is kind of blinking in that blue and black car.
Yes, sir. A little bit of a rare blink there by Brandon Six, but man, Josh Larson's handing it to him. And Devin Smirker, we're seeing a lot of these guys, if you notice, Emery, not a lot of them are really riding the high wall. It's really just like low or middle. And I think they're noticing that the outside lane right now is not the way to go with this setup.
As you're seeing the 51 falling back a little bit, that's the draft making a play there. Single file outside, they were making a run, and that's what got Josh Larson to miss a couple spots. 24 now's up front of him. Grant Davis.
Man, yeah, we've seen him run this low line. I don't think he's trying to necessarily run the outside line, which tells me I think he's trying to hold on to the tires. I really do. The outside lane will wear off that right front tire more than the right rear. As we see Devin Smirker already coming down pit road for his tires and fuel.
First car coming in, making that pit stop. I'll tell you what, if you're on the track still, you see those cars coming in, you're thinking about it now. You'll probably see a majority of these cars come in about next couple laps as the teammates are talking to each other and trying to figure out how they want to play this strategy out. You've got Frankie, you've got Brandon Bowie, and you got Six in the 5th spot. Do you think they'll all come in together?
I think so. I think you have to, especially with drafting that plays such a huge role here. I think as teammates, you got to come down. I think a lot of drivers, we might see some teams themselves come down at the halfway mark of this stage. I think lap 50 or 15th lap into this, lap 45. I think this lap right here, we're going to see some teams dive down low and get that fuel and split the stage.
We'll see how it plays out. Maybe he was going in just to get a little bit of fuel. Might have been a little early as well. 45 laps in right now. 60 laps is going to be the stage break. We are still green. Brandon Bowie out front, leading the way. Talk about one driver, Darrell Young Jr. in that 18. He's got a 40.38, one of the fastest laps out here for today's race. So watch out for him. He's got a fast car in that 18 Chevy. As we've seen cars pulling the pits.
Here they are. Like I said, lap 45 coming down pit road. Going to split the stage. Hisong, Biddy, Joe David, Michael Lanfear coming down pit road. So it's a smart move right here. Going to get those tires and fuel potentially. We'll see what they decide to do. If they take tires, they're going to be really, really fast here on this. Try and go for the stage points. Apparently, nope. Looks like no tires going on that 32. Fuel only, and off they go.
Anthony Williams in the pits as well. He stopped. Looks like he's getting some fuel, maybe some tires. He is now leaving the pits.
Great jobs. When are these drivers going to come down pit road? The fuel window is open now. So right now, do you come down early? Do you come down later? Either way, everyone has to pit in about 4 or 5 laps tops.
Yeah, I think these boys up front are going to be coming in this lap. I'd have to imagine they're all going to be coming in together. We got 47 laps down, 48 if they stay out there when they cross the start-finish line. It is no mistake that they are 1, 2, and 3 right now here at Auto Club.
Can you
and they stayed out, Steve.
They did. Man, further back, Woodruff's trying to make a move on the outside. Haven't talked much about him today, but Jamie Graham also, again, right now in 16th place. I think doing a better job holding on to those tires. Again, we talked about it. These guys have... Whoa, hold on.
Oh, contact there with the 4.
Woo, got a little tight there off a corner exit. hit that left rear of Woodruff, but both keep it going. Great job by Woodruff to hold on to it.
Donnie Honeycutt's in the pits now in that 22. He got some fuel and some tires. He's getting back on the track.
A couple guys we haven't talked about right now. Thomas Meeks in 12th place, having a great drive. We've seen him shock us a few times this season. Has steadily gotten better and better as he's gone on. Doing very, very good today. Had a great run at Daytona, and definitely something to be proud of at Homestead. Right now, 12th place, 11th place. Pretty good. Devin Smirker, a little blinky blink, but holding on to it.
Yeah, Thomas Meeks looking real good out here early on. Matt Smith up there, Josh Larson too, trying to get into that top 10 position.
I think here's the thing too, Emery, is that, hey, you know what? These drivers, I think they expect a caution to come out. That's why they want to pit as late as possible to not have that affect them. These races, sometimes that happens. We get cautions at weird times. And right now, it hasn't come out yet, which is fantastic to see. We're 10 laps to go until stage number 2 ends, and these boys got to pit.
They've got to pit. I'm surprised they haven't yet. If they're waiting for that caution, I don't think it's going to come. We've got 10 more laps here left until the stage breaks. Very interesting strategy, Steve.
And right now, Devin Smirker, watch out for him too, because he has fresher tires, I believe, than these guys. So that's going to play a big role into this. The closing gap is much quicker since these guys have lesser tires. So that can also cause a wreck too. A faster driver behind and a slower car in front based on tires. Gotta watch out for that. But Smirker doing a fantastic job of managing that. But we have drivers on pit road, Emery.
Yeah, we got DJ Honeycutt, Tyler Honeycutt, teammates there. They're coming into the pits. We got Jamie Graham in the pits as well in the 87.
Good to see.
The big question is, Steve, when are these guys up front going to make this pit stop? They are still out.
Well, right now, Brandon Six coming down pit road. Abandons his teammate. Oh, no. Spins it on pit road. Does a great job, though. Recovers.
Man.
Keeps it straight. Further back.
Brandon Six is in the pit, Steve. Brandon Bowie and Frankie, the 1 and 2 now, they stayed out front. So they were teammates. Brandon had to come in and maybe get some fuel. They did not come in together.
They did not. So short pitting his own teammates. Interesting move. Kenny Reel driving past his pit stall. Brandon Six gets the fuel. Off he goes. Do his teammates respond? Here they are. Frankie and Brandon Bowie coming down pit road. Joseph Mealy coming down. Matt Smith. Julio Villalobos. And that right now will hand the lead to Grant Davis. Gets his first lap sled of the season. Great job.
Josh Larson right behind him as well. Now Thomas Meeks in 3rd position. Richard in that 4 in the Toyota. He's in 4th. And James Kaufman in the 25. He is in 5th. That's your top 5. As I believe some of these guys got to get in the pits and get some tires as well.
Yes, sir.
53 laps down, Steve.
Again, I mean, what do? Do you take the tires and set yourself up for a better stage 2 or stage 3, excuse me? I don't know, but right now Grant Davis comes down pit road.
I think you want to be patient. I think you want to set yourself up for this final stage as we got to go to the 100 mark. As they're going to get fuel and tires. Larson and Kaufman, 51 and 25 up front. Davis in the 24. But now you got these guys, Frankie, Brandon Bowie in 6, all got fresh tires, fresh fuel. They're going to come out here and make some runs to get back up to the front. Thomas Meeks now's in the pits. Richard in that 4 car, he's in the pits.
Larson comes down pit road right now. He stayed out that 1 extra lap, even though he was shutting off his car, I believe I heard, to hold off and get that 1 extra point. So smart move right there to get that point. Comes down pit road. Here he comes. Getting that fuel. James Kaufman right behind him. Fantastic job and a great run so far by James Kaufman. Doing a great job right now. That'll hand the lead back to Brandon Bowie. So green flag pit stops, Emery, are over.
That is our first one of the season. Turned out real smooth. No big issues there on that green flag pit stop. It is easier said than done. Auto Club's not the hardest track to get in the pits, but I'll tell you what, it's not easy.
Hey, one thing to keep in mind too, Brandon 6 pitted before Frankie and Brandon Bowie, and yet he is behind these two. So interesting call here for sure. He said he was better on the long run. So right now, this is a great thing to see how he can do on an almost 30 lap run here. Can he get around his teammates?
They timed it perfectly, as these three drivers will work together to use the draft to their benefit. A lot of the other fields kind of mixed up. If you don't have teammates around you, it's going to be hard to get some good lap times. It's a little close by the 54 and 66.
Hey, a big gainer right there. Grant Davis in that 24 finishes fourth. Excuse me, gets fourth after that green flag pit cycle. Great job right there by benefiting and really doing a great job right there in that fourth place. Devin Smirker again. Daryl Young, fifth and sixth. You're seeing the cream rises to the crop, as they say, as the top. What did I say? I don't know, Emery. Just we'll go with it. But
I like it.
But right now, Devin Smirker, Daryl Young, Julio Villalobos, all these guys who were kind of in the back of the pack. Ooh, Villalobos smacks the wall pretty hard off turn 4, but they're getting to the front for these stage 2 points, so you love to see it.
Yeah, Grant Davis been strong all day, running a 41.72. And we're looking at the 26, like you just said. They're not too far off the pace. They can make these runs back to the front. And I think by the end of this, once they get to the 60 mark of stage 2, we got to re-rack them, and then it's a different ball game from there.
Tell you what, look at this. Brandon 6 makes the move around Frankie Barroso for that lead. Ooh, got a little loose or something there. Didn't quite get the off corner speed you wanted, but man, Frankie Barroso holding on to dear life here. Won the pole, trying to win a stage.
I'm really surprised that they're not single file trying to work together on that draft. It seems like 46 and 48 are kind of battling. They're making some different calls there. Some are on the inside, some are on the outside, but hey, they're saying, Brandon, you're a little bit faster. Come out front, and now we'll do some single file racing. We'll stick together.
Great job right now, Devin Smirker. I'll tell you what, P4 right now, he has got some serious speed right now on long runs, so watch out for him. Stage number 3 is a little bit longer than stage 1 and 2. It's 40 laps, so it's closer to the stage length, but not necessarily that much longer. And I'll tell you what, if we go green the rest of this race, Devin Smirker, Grant Davis, they're going to be weapons today for sure.
They were about 2 seconds behind the leader. Now they've dropped that under the 2-second mark, about a 1.5 seconds, as they're making some runs. 26 is making and gaining on these 3 drivers up front. Grant Davis right behind as well, trying to make it work.
Tell you what, he went back-to-back at Daytona and then Homestead, but then right now, today, he's going back-to-back. Brandon 6 in stage 1 and 2 will be your stage 2 winner. So great job. Frankie Barroso captures the pole, but Brandon 6 has captured stage 1 and 2. Awesome job collecting all those playoff points from everybody. I'll tell you what, Revenge Tour 2023 is in full swing for Brandon 6 after his last two seasons.
I called it early. He's out here for blood, and he is one driver that is unstoppable early on for this season 5. Brandon 6 with your stage win here again at Auto Club Speedway. A lot of time, a lot of laps left here, as these guys are going to possibly go back into the pits, get some more fuel, and try to stay out here.
Yes, sir. I was going to say we'll talk to Devin Smirker, because I'll tell you what, he's on the run right here. He's doing great, but I don't quite see him in the chat or in the Discord, so we'll wait for after the pits to happen to see who we talk to. But right now, some great runs so far. Grant Davis also looks like not quite available, so who do we bring in, Emery? It's your call.
Let's see. Did you say Devin's not in the Discord right now?
I don't see him. Devin or Grant. I was going to talk to them, but don't quite see him.
We could bring one of the Honeycutt brothers in here and have a talk with them, father, son.
Donnie Honeycutt. I like that. We'll talk to him after this. For sure, after his pit stops. Don't want to... Ooh, Walsifer right there. You can see him throw through his pit stall a little bit. But everyone getting tires and fuel in a brand new stage. But one thing to keep in mind, did some drivers hold on to tires in that stage 2 and then stayed out? Does not look like it, but awesome job, Frankie. We're also going to lead us off here. We'll be your leader at the start of stage number 3. Fantastic job. Hey, real quick, we haven't done this just so far because we've been going right at it. We're gonna go thank our sponsors real quick. Harpoon Design, AdminBoxx. Man, all of them are so good to us. So we'll be right back, folks. We're gonna thank our sponsors. We'll come back and time to choose. And right now, we are back. Huge thanks to our sponsors everywhere. AdminBoxx, Harpoon Design, Under Pressure Services. Great job. Love to have them on board. Right now, we're going to go back green. Pit stops are over. Lights are off the pace car, so we're not going to go and bother a driver right now for an interview. But I'll tell you what, big things are going to happen here. We're going to have 37 laps to go, actually, in this race. And I'll tell you what, Emery, stage 1 was kind of dicey a little bit. 2 cautions, but then right now, stage 2 was fantastic.
Man, stage 2 was fantastic. Green flag racing. We had some green flag pit stops. Great to see out here. And man, these boys in the Bowie Esport team are still out front 1, 2, and 3. But I'm telling you, like we've been talking about it, Davis and that 26 knocking on the door. Let's see what they can do. As the green flag's going to come back out here at Auto Club Speedway. Rosso, Bowie, the 1 and 2 are going to take us in the 1 and 2. Devin, Daryl, and Grant Davis all knocking on the door right behind him. Let's see what they got.
Awesome racing so far, and you know what? That calls for a Bring the Noise, sponsored by our awesome partner, Harpoon Design. Let's get it. Tell you what, man, every single time that gets me. I love that segment. Bring the Noise, sponsored by Harpoon Design. These 30-plus drivers going as fast as they can around this 2-mile track. I'll tell you what, AdminBoxx, big shout out to you guys for sponsoring the race today. Go check them out. Hey, pinned in the chat is a message that says, hey, check out the AdminBoxx.com website. If you buy from them, use the promo code ASRA/box with 2 X's to save 10%. We use them here in the league. They are fantastic. They can be used for race control and also for just racing functionalities all throughout sim racing. So go check them out. Love to have them on board today. But I'll tell you what, right now, Emery, this is getting dicey.
It is dicey up front. We've got some good racing side by side in the back, and they are battling strong here. Doing a lot of door-to-door contact, but keeping it clean. 67 laps down, no cautions in this second stage, and this last part of the stage, we got to go to the 100 mark as we're looking back at some side-by-side, almost 3-wide racing as they're trying to battle to get to the front. This is where it counts.
Yes, sir. And right now, I mean, everybody took tires, took that fuel. So this is kind of a new race, Emery. I mean, everyone on that pit stop, at least from what I saw, took the tires, took the fuel strat, or took the full fuel. So it's a whole new race right now. What can they do? Hold on to the tires. And then maybe that green flag pit stop you take later on. What can happen?
Yeah, you've tried to get yourself all the way to these top 10 positions so you can set yourself up for the win. Because right now, the tire strategy is what's going to play out. You've got to save them. You've got to make sure you got tires at the end of this race. Because we saw early on, Graham, though, when those tires fall off, you start dropping a ton of spots.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, right now, I believe we just saw Tyler and Donnie Honeycutt, at least Donnie Honeycutt, got tagged by a driver on the outside, got loose down low, but held on to it. Fantastic job. But one thing I'll tell you what, in the catbird seat, DJ Honeycutt, his son, I've got a funny feeling he's going to be in the catbird seat because he is right now in currently 6th place. He kept himself in the front of the field. He has the track position. He has the draft to help him stay there. What can he do early in this season to really showcase his talent and what he can show the field?
Love to see one of these Honeycutts make a top 5, maybe get a win here. And that Toyota DJ, he's up 17 spots, now looking at 6th. He's doing a great job at Auto Club as he's knocking on the door right behind Brandon 6 and Devin.
Right now we're seeing Marshall Harris coming down pit road. Interesting choice right there. Man, a lot's going to happen. Strategy calls. What do you do? What the pit strategy opens up in about 10 laps. Lap 80, 81, give or take, is about when the fuel strategy will open up. And the pit window opens. So the drivers decide to come down early and split the 3rd stage. What do you do?
Yeah, I think some of these drivers are going to make some risky calls, but it might pay off for them. And it's always these final stages, especially on a track like this, when we keep it green. All the notes are thrown out the window. It's kind of just feel your race, feel how it's going, and that's really going to make you decide. And if you're going to get inside and go into the pits, get some tires, get 2 tires, just some fuel, who knows? Let's see what these boys do out here. 71 laps in. Frankie up front now. He's your leader, but we're seeing some battle here back in the pack. Side by side doing a really good job. That's that 46.
Hey, a big comeback so far. Nick Simpson was involved in that second caution of the day way back in stage 1 down for the green flag pit stops. Wasn't able to hold on to it, but right now, man, making a great move. Right now, currently sitting in 21st place, but has a great recovery so far. He's charging back to the front as we see a yellow flag on the field. What went down here? Man, Grant Davis comes off. Has some damage potentially. Can't really see it. Yeah, on the right side.
Oh.
Man, what happened? Thomas Meeks, maybe?
Thomas Meeks with some contact.
Yeah, Grant
And
Davis.
I believe Josh Larson got in some late contact there too. I'm not sure what happened. We hear some chatter over the radio. Unfortunate there. He's in the grass trying to get back onto the track.
Take a look back and see what actually happened here. But man, oh man. Grant Davis, oh God, James got pounded there. Oh, Daryl Young got up and up. Man, we'll go back a little further back. It looks like it might have been started off by teammates, potentially, Meeks and Larson. We'll go back even further here.
One of our bigger wrecks today, late in this race. Let's see what happened as we're looking at the replay now.
Oh, Daryl Young.
Contact.
Yeah, Daryl Young and Grant Davis again. We saw these two get involved in each other at Daytona. The 18 and that 24. Not sure what went on here, but man, oh man, Grant Davis is sure not happy. He has had the incredible pace, but just awful luck. We'll go back just a little bit further, maybe in turn 3 and 4 to see what actually started this. But you're going to see it right here. This is off the backstretch. We'll play it for a second here. 3 wide action.
Bump there.
Yeah, Daryl Young going to try and force it down 3 wide. He is already 3 wide, but yeah, just a little touch. We'll rewind it just a second. Yeah, the 18 just comes up. It's that simple. Comes up into the 24. 24 just doors right into the 55. Nowhere to go, obviously. Into that 29. Julio Villalobos involved. Kenny Real potentially involved. Man, big wreck after the fact. Thomas
Big
Meeks.
contact there. Yeah, you go back a little bit, and you got Josh Larson involved as well, trying to avoid that. Man.
Watch it back one more time from high above. Looks like Josh Larson was way behind this wreck, but we'll see what might have caused this. Some checkups, perhaps. It's hard racing overall, but
He goes inside here.
slows down. Great to see that.
Or just coming down and
gets through it.
oh,
Just loses it hitting the grass, but great job by Josh to avoid the wreck. Love that.
well, Steve, now we've got 74 laps in. This race is coming to an end. These guys are going to go in the pits, get some tires and fuel, and I believe they're going to be good the rest of this race.
Not quite.
Not quite.
No.
I am wrong. I apologize. They still got to make a pit stop, you think?
Yeah, well, again, fuel is pretty strict at about 21 laps. So if we don't get another caution after this, then yeah, we're pretty close to not needing or needing one more pit stop, man. So it's going to be really, really tough for these guys to try and get that done. I mean, to your point, we're going to have about 26 laps to go, or 25 or 24, excuse me. And the line is kind of right there. It's really, really close. So it's just going to be tough. I mean, some guys might try and hold off on fuel strategy. Ooh, I think we just saw the juice car getting hit by the by Walsifer. So that's good.
That is the first of the season.
Always love it when that happens. It sneaks upon you. It does. But hey, good stuff
Now,
right there.
if the cutoff line is real close, Steve, I think we'll see a lot of these drivers at the end of this race. If they can stay out the whole way, I think you'll see them turn that car off. We saw it early on of this race, and I believe stage 2. So that might be a strategy to come out and make that happen. We've seen it last season where guys can turn these cars off, save a ton of fuel, and make it work. I think we're real close to that cutoff line, though.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I mean, you know, in practice and whatnot, I didn't really see anybody able to really push it past about maybe 22 or 23 laps. So again, I think if we, and I'm sure there's somebody who's going to be able to make it happen, but if we don't get any more cautions, I really think it's going to come down to, man, who can hold on to their fuel? You know, I mean, do you have enough? When you last pit, did you take full fuel? Did you, you know, what did you do, right? So I think a lot of these drivers are really going to be surprised to see, you know, what they can get done. This is going to be a tough race.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch it as we've got some new faces up front as it stands right now. Frankie in that 48, he's in the front. Robert Hassong, he's in second position in that 8 car. We got Joseph Mealy in the 39. He's in 4th. So a lot of things changing around. It's going to be fun to watch the end of this race. 75 laps in now.
Hey, one driver, watch out. Robert Hassong, we talked about him pre-race, I believe. Very, very fast, is getting faster. And right now on the outside, P2, couple drivers making some smart moves. Bowie Esports, Frankie Brosa stayed up front. But Brandon Six, Brandon Bowie in the back. So what's this going to mean for them? Lots going to happen here.
We'll see it play out now as the pace car is off. Frankie in the 48. Robert Hassong in the number 8. He's in second. Green flag out here at Auto Club Speedway. As they go into 1 and 2. Single file up front. Side by side, 87 on the inside. Trying to make that pass as he does past the 15 of DJ Honeycutt. 26 now getting a big run up front as well. Devin, can he get the lead past Frankie?
Man, Brandon Six, look at him on the inside of Robert Hassong, makes a dive bomb move. Great job right there. Maybe he took tires right there. You never know. A lot's going to happen right here. Look at this. Jimmy Graham fighting on the outside. Man, oh man.
Six still running that inside lane. Come up a little bit. His teammate in that 54 Toyota is going to stay on the outside. Working a little bit of that draft as he can make it happen.
For the pack, can't forget about these guys. A lot of action going on here. Big points up for grabs. This is the fight for about 17th place. Mike Corvo making a dive on the inside, but has to fall back in between Roger Pierce and Matt Smith for that draft.
Michael Lanfear as well. He got some trouble early. He's now sitting 15 in the number 13 car.
Awesome job right here, fighting back. Daryl Young back in 26th place after, I believe, receiving that EOL penalty for causing that wreck. And right now, Grant Davis still on track, looking pretty strong in 21st. Has some left side damage, but overall, with that speed, if it didn't affect the aero too much, we might see him back up front.
See what he can make happen. Josh Larson making a run here, Steve. He's sitting 12th position, up 7 spots. Even after that spin, he's working the outside lane with the 32 of Nick Biddy. Kenny Reel as well. He's sitting almost in that top 10 spot.
Doing a great job for sure. Again, who took tires, who didn't? That's going to be the storyline right now on that yellow flag. Drivers, I believe, still have to come down to pit road. So take tires now, get yourself up to the front, and then deal with it later. Might be the strategy, but right now, Frankie Barroso out front and up front big.
Out front big. One driver back big right now is Brandon Six. He's in 10th. I don't think he's got fresh tires. He's on some old tires trying to keep it together. We talked to him earlier. He didn't like the short runs. He wanted that long run racing. Well, the caution just came out, and he's dropping back just a few. Let's see if he can stay in the pack. I think he wants a caution so he can get some fresh tires.
Man, he almost got one. Jimmy Graham and Nick Biddy right there were just tangling. It might still happen.
We're still 4 wide. 27 on the inside of Kenny. A little bit of contact, kept it together, still clean. That was a close call.
Yeah,
21 laps in, 21 laps to go, excuse me.
That whole pack right there wanted to wreck for sure, but still stuck it out and kept it straight.
And there's the caution. Where did it happen? Let's take a look here. Not exactly sure.
Don't see anything happen on track. What happened here? This will change everything, though. This yellow flag will definitely be able to make sure that these guys can go the rest of the way on fuel. But, man, we don't see anything that happened, per se. Let's go back and take a look. What is this yellow flag for?
James Kaufman. It possibly would take a look at James Kaufman. Not 100% sure. There it is.
Yeah, James and Grant Davis keeps it straight. Not sure why this brought out a yellow. But again, iRacing is notorious for sometimes throwing out yellows that don't necessarily need to be one. We'll go back a little further back and see if we can get a grip on that. See, right now in turn 1, we'll just ride this out, see what actually happens here. Kaufman, that red car in the middle of your screen. Grant Davis, a little lower back. Take a look here. Oh, Grant comes down. Looks like in front of Kaufman. I don't see that Kaufman moved lanes per se, but Grant, I think, thought he was clear of Kaufman right there, but just wasn't. So tough break, at least from my eyes. That's what it looks like. But Emery, I don't know what you have to say about that.
Yeah, just a little bit of contact there coming down. Just a racing incident, but unfortunate. But I'll tell you what, fortunate for some of these guys that want to go get some tires and come back out. As when we go back green flag, we're going to only have about 17, 16 to go. It's going to be a shootout for the finish.
For sure.
A lot of action early on, Steve. It's been great, fantastic to watch here in the booth. And I just want to say a big shout out to everybody watching on YouTube at Race Day Live. Thank you for coming in and continue support. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And tell your friends and family.
Yes, sir. Yeah, right there. This is big for a lot of these drivers. Choose car right now out on track. Man, this is going to be big time for these drivers. A lot of the cars
making the choose now. Steve, this is where it does count. You really got to make sure that it looks like a lot of guys are on that outside lane, which I don't blame them. It's been working pretty good.
Yeah, it works pretty well, especially on these restarts. It seems like, because a lot of the issues seem like they go down lower by the apron. So, I mean, this could mean a lot, especially 18 laps to go once we go. Excuse me, 17 laps to go once we go green. This yellow, this might help the fuel conservation for a lot of these guys. But as you saw, a lot of drivers came down pit road, Frankie Barroso included. So we'll see. Some drivers obviously are pretty comfortable with their fuel conservation, and some weren't.
Yeah, it really changes everything in this top 10 position. Kenny Real has stayed out. He is in 4th now. Roger Pierce, he's in 5th. Frankie dropped back a little bit. He's in 6th position, as now we're seeing some guys, it looks like 54. I guess he's probably saving some fuel on the inside. That's Brandon Bowie. Is he going to go down the pits?
Don't believe so. I'm
all mixed up here.
On the apron, you can the car evens out and it gets more fuel to the feeder, I guess, you get, or the hoses. I don't know all the technical terms, but could be that. Could be just faking these guys out behind them. Who knows? Now
the big fan in chat, Nicholas Simpson, that 46, he is in 7th. He's up 19th positions in that yellow and orange car, I believe it is. He had some trouble early on, but looking good right now.
Awesome job. Right now, 17 laps to go. We're going to go back green here. Tell you what, a lot is going to go down here with 17 laps to go. Get ready for it.
Brandon Bowie, Brandon 6, now up in your 1 and 2. Green flag again here at Auto Club. Kenny Real now in the 11th. He's in that 4th position. DJ Honeycutt in the 15th of the Toyota. He's in 3rd. This is going to be the shootout we've been talking about, Steve.
Yes, sir. Right now, Brandon Bowie up front. Man, oh man.
27 on the inside, diving down. Can he make the run happen? We're almost 3 wide. Roger is leaving it all on the line, but looking good in that 3rd position, 27 car.
Great job, Kenny Real right now, holding on to P5. Stayed out that position or that pit stop. Man, what can they do here? But back up front, look at the run Brandon 6 has alongside his teammate Brandon Bowie. Man, oh man.
Wow. 27 making a pass. He gets by Brandon. Brandon's going to keep him down there. Maybe get some side draft. And now the 54, they're 3 wide. 15 to go as they cross. Keep it together.
Man, Brandon Six leans on him a little bit. Not going to quite get it off. Man, that was so close right there. Roger Pierce fighting hard right here today.
Absolutely. Brandon was making him work for it, but he made it happen. He is now sitting in second position, working that outside. Kenny, he's in 4th in the 11, right up in the mix.
Oh, Smirker got real loose right there. Oh, my word. They all held on to it. Great job right
together,
here.
boys.
Further back.
14 to go now.
A lot of drivers using up the tires right now. We're seeing a lot of dooring, a lot of aggression. These cars are tight. That only adds to the fuel to the fire there.
Still a lot of traffic in the back here. Trying to make their way through the field. They're keeping it clean, Steve. This is good racing. As I just say, that little contact there. No harm, no foul.
Great stuff right here. Man, back up front, Brandon Bowie in the lead, but for how long? Roger Pierce is right there.
Roger Pierce is driving that car, working those tires. Can he stay up front? He's doing everything he can to make that happen. Brandon Six fell back a couple spots, but now he's looking pretty solid, trying to save.
I'll tell you what, watch out. Grant Davis involved in that stage 2 incident. Stage 3, excuse me, a little earlier on. Back up to P8 already. The damaged car. Looking great so far.
That is fantastic. Also, Michael Lamphere, who got in some contact early on. 26 and 46 get contact.
Oh, my word. Smirker.
Michael Lamphere, what I was just saying is, man, he's up there. He's in a top 10 position now.
Man,
Tyler Honeycutt, he's in 8th position. He's up 20 spots.
Man, Smirker drifted around that corner. I thought he was around, but he saved it. Great job right there, holding on to it. Man, action all over the place. Tyler Honeycutt in P8, fighting for that top 10. And Grant Davis is back up to P7. Fresh tires will do it to you. Great job right there. But back up front, Brandon Bowie under fire by his teammate Frankie Barroso.
Man, what a battle Roger has been doing up front, battling with these boys, keeping it on the outside. He was really pushing the car early on, but now I think he's kind of in a rhythm. Can they catch Frankie in that 48, though? He's way up front.
Big move. Right now, we talked about Brandon Six. He said he was good on long runs. Right now, this might... Ooh, Mealy gets involved right behind him. Gets into him just a little bit. Does a great job holding on to it. Everyone's fighting for these positions at the end of this race.
Now watch this. We got 10 to go, but I'm telling you, Kenny...
Big hit right
contact.
There. Man.
Unfortunate. Yeah, Nick Biddy involved. Michael Lamphere involved again on this one. He was just making his way through the pack.
Man, all I saw from that angle was Nick Biddy coming straight right into the wall. Very, very tough break. Man, let's go back and watch that. That kind of scared me, if I'm not going to lie. That came out of nowhere. Oh, my word.
Let's take another look, as I think you kind of scared me in the booth here. Man, oh, man.
So we're seeing Nick Biddy right here, down low in that yellow or the white car. Josh Larson looks like he comes down maybe a little bit, and then, man, just comes across the nose of Lamphere. Can't quite tell if Biddy came up or if Larson came down, but definitely a tough break for sure. That's close racing at 180 miles an hour, man. That's going to happen.
Yep, that's kind of what we saw in the last caution, but man, unfortunate for Michael Lamphere getting involved in another incident here. Not quite his fault, but he's going to drop back in the pack. He's going to have to go to the pits and fix that car and come back out here.
Yeah, really tough break. It's still hard to tell. I mean, race control will make their decision, obviously, but as far as for me, it's just hard to tell if Larson comes down or if Betty just comes up. I mean, Betty's going to come up naturally because of the line on the track, but man, hate to see that late in this race.
Yeah, big shout out to Brandon Davis. He is our race control. It's not an easy job. He's out here for this season. I think he's doing a great job all 3 races. It's been fantastic.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you what, bold strategy right here. Brandon 6 coming down pit road. But fresh tires, they have done a huge amount of work for a lot of these drivers here. This could be massive. You get the fresh tires, everybody else is on at least 10-lap old tires, and we know how important these tires are today here. This could be the key. You're going to be in the offense now, flying through the field, but you need to stay green. Kenny Reel,
yeah.
Michael Lamphere.
I think you want to get some. I think you want to get some tires right now. It's going to be a short run. 6 to go, 7 to go when we go back green. But almost half of the field went in and got some tires. Some of these other guys stayed out front though. See if they can hold on to it.
Yes, sir. A lot going on.
And I think Frankie, one of those drivers out front, he stayed out, I believe. Roger Pierce, Brandon Bowie, Joseph Mealy, Julio now in that 78. He is sitting fourth, 5th position, and that.
Whoa!
And that, my friends, is we call hitting the choose car.
Well, luckily we have pretty good insurance, and we'll have to file a claim. But hey, you know what? Let's go back at that. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at this choose car hit.
Right on board, Richard Wolsifer.
Now, if you want some TV time,
this is
hit the choose car and you will get it. Let's take a look and see what happened here.
Yeah, so he can clearly see it from this angle. I'm not super sure what might have happened here, but just kind of drills it.
Oh. Unfortunate for him.
Well, look.
That is some major contact.
We'll look at
Let's
it
go
one more
back
time.
And look at that one more time. Yeah, I got to see this again here.
Riding on board.
So it's there. It's stopped.
You can see it the entire way.
Here is the choose car.
Man, oh man.
That could be maybe a texting and driving situation. I'm not sure. That was just directly into the choose car. But regardless, got some TV time there. Man, oh man.
Tough break. But that'll end up in a penalty, unfortunately, for Wolsifer. You hate to see it. I know the choose car is kind of a new concept, but we've been doing it for a while now, and Race Control tries its best to alert drivers that it's coming, so hopefully that happened that time. But
I think he hit the car so hard that our choose car logo is still out there. We'll try to fix that real quick as we go back green flag racing. A lot of interesting things happening late in this race, but the pace car is back off. We're going to go back green flag racing. Frankie out front. Brandon Bowie in that 54. They're going to take us here. 7 to go. Auto Club Speedway for the AdminBoxx 200.
I'll tell you what, watch these drivers who took fresh tires here. Brandon 6 in the back of the pack. But right now, Frankie Barroso are going to hold off on it. What can these boys do up front? 3 wide already here. Brent Davis with the comeback of the century on the outside, fighting for a top 5. Fresh after a wreck. Oh, and Josh Larson going to turn him.
No caution, green flag still.
That should maintain the green flag run. Villalobos going to keep it going. Man, you hate to see that, but no caution cause.
As we are still trying to fix the logo that's on our broadcast here. We will fix that here shortly. You're good.
I was so shocked that the choose car got hit. I think it broke the camera on the back of the car.
I think you're right.
Yep, it's fixed now.
We fixed it. Frankie up front now in that 48. He's making a big run. Brandon Bowie, Joseph Mealy in the 39. Where did he come from? He's in 3rd. But watch out for Roger Pierce in that 27, now sitting 4th. This is going to be a great battle as 5 to go. These two are going to work together, trying to make it work. back in the pack. There's some still battling going on.
Man, Harris got real tight right there. Moves up the track, but holds on to it. Holy. Hopefully there's no more cautions because that choose card might be out of commission. Back up front. Frankie Barroso trying to hold on to it. Joseph Mealy, where did he come from? He was in that top 10 for a lot of the race, but man, he is right here in that top 3. Grant Davis, wow, right here in that top 5. Devin Smirker. Watch out, these guys might get it.
This is going to be a fantastic battle. Joseph Mealy, unbelievable to be up top 3 right now. He's been running in the back in the middle of the pack all day long, but says, hey, I'm coming out to get a win right now as he's working with Roger. Roger's going to push him past the 54 of Brandon Bowie on the outside.
I'll tell you what, 3 laps to go, and right now, looking back, Brandon 6 is fast right now. These drivers who got
54 contact.
Man, oh man. Woo! Grant Davis Smirker makes the same move.
Holy cow.
Awesome battle right here. Devin Smirker hold on to it. Getting real close to that bumper on the 24. 3 wide it is. Coming to 2 laps to go. Frankie Barroso currently in the lead, has nobody behind him. Looking for that white flag. If the white flag comes out, he knows it's his.
Looking really good out front, but this battle with Brandon 6 and the 26, Joseph Mealy as well involved. Brandon Bowie, man oh man, what are they going to do in the back here?
Man, Brandon 6, you can tell those tires are helping getting around to all these drivers, but it's just too little too late. 2 laps to go. Coming to that white flag.
2 laps to go. Tyler Honeycutt too making a move on that 3. He's working with Kenny Rill on the outside.
Fresh tires versus old tires. Man, I'll tell you what, causing a big stir up. Frankie Barroso found that white flag, and here he comes.
Frankie way out front. Nobody's going to catch it. If he makes a mistake, that could cost him, but he is out front, way ahead on the backstretch. Looking like he's going to get the win here if it stays true. Kenny Rill on the inside trying to make it 3 wide. He's in 7th.
Ooh, Mealy gets right up beside Brandon Bowie, but I'll tell you what, no better look to see that checkered flag for Frankie Barroso. His first win of the season goes to that 48.
Frankie in the 48 gets the win here at Auto Club. Brandon 6 is in 2nd. And Roger Pierce in that 27 finished 3rd. Fantastic race by him to get a podium. Joseph Mealy in the 39, he's 4th. Brandon Bowie is now in 5th. That's your top 5 positions.
Hey, Devin Smirker finishes strong with a P6 finish. Again, multiple strategies involved up front, out in the back. Such a good job. Kenny Rill, top solid 7th place. Solid effort by him. Great job right there. Tyler Honeycutt and then DJ Honeycutt. Man, great job right there by these 2 brothers, I believe. Having a great run. And then Grant Davis didn't quite have the end of that stage or that race like you wanted to. But man, with the damage and everything to secure a top 10, awesome, awesome job by these drivers. You love to see it.
It's a lot of fun watching these guys come out and compete. 2 of these Honeycutt boys, one was up 20 spots, the other 14. They did a fantastic job. DJ in that Toyota finished 9th. Tyler in the Chevy finished 8th. And like you said, Kenny Rill coming out here. He wasn't fast in practice, had a pretty good qualifying time. He finished 7th, but we're watching Frankie in that 48 burn it down. Congratulations for his first win of season 5.
Awesome job for Frankie Barroso holding on to it. Again, Brandon 6 took a pretty good strategy by taking those fresh tires with about 10 laps to go, and we stayed green. It's just it wasn't enough to get to the back end of Frankie Barroso, and Frankie gets his first win. Fantastic job in that 48. We're going to go thank our sponsors. We'll come right back, and we'll talk to our top 3.
As we are back here live again, Frankie in that 48 got the win here at Auto Club Speedway. Brandon 6 is in second, and Pierce to that 27, your top three. We're going to bring in some drivers, have a word with them, and talk to them. Who do we want to bring in first, Steve?
We're going to go 3-2-1, our classic 3-2-1 style. We're going to bring in Roger Pierce. See if we can snag him real quick. Hey, Roger, Steve in the booth, man. You got me?
I do.
Hey, man, top three today. One stage one in the first two seasons races. And then right now, you finished P3 in the race. You must be ecstatic. Up and down day for you, but at the end of the day, you persevere. How'd you do?
Yeah, up and down day for sure. We had a good strategy going. It was a very tight set. So with that in mind, we were just kind of like save tires, kind of like Brandon said in his interview. Save some tires. We had some short run speed, and we had long run speed too. So it was kind of back and forth. We got a pit road speeding penalty after stage, or it was right before stage 2 or after stage 2. And so it put us in the back, and we just had to work our way back up, and we called for 2 tires and got track position and ended up pulling them off.
Emery, what do you got for him, man?
Real quick, man. Roger, you did a fantastic job out here today at Auto Club. You were battling up front. I thought you were going to drive the tires off that car, but you kept it together and got a top 3 finish. Congratulations to you. Man, are you excited for next week? This is your 3rd race in this series. How you feeling moving forward?
Oh, man. Kansas is one of my favorite tracks. I love that track. My spotters yell at me all the time, wall, 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 because I'm inches from it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I know the Dash for Cash is next week, so I was just like, I need a top 4 finish. I mean, a win would be nice, but again, it's points racing. Frankie just had a bad, fast machine today. He was just lights out quick. And then Brandon took tires, so we saw him coming. So far, man, this league has been a lot of fun. Brantley rode in Harpoon Designs, and Daryl Young, my teammates, they've been helping me out. My spotter from WJM, Josh Oxendine, he's been coming over helping out. And then Mark Whitley, he's been coming over and crew chiefing for us. So it's been a good group of guys, learning a lot. These cars are definitely very temperamental, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Right on. Well, congratulations on P3 finish, and we'll see you next week and see if you can get a win.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, you take care. That is Roger Pierce in that 27. Came out and finished 3rd. We're going to get Brandon 6, finished 2nd here today. See if we can bring him in and have a word with Brandon 6. Brandon 6, you got a copy?
I do. How's it going, fellas?
Hey, it's Emery and Steve in the booth. You got P 2nd. You didn't go back to back to back, but you can't be upset about that. Frankie had a really fast car, and you talked about it early on when we talked to you on that stage 2 finish. Hey, you don't want the short runs. You want that long run. Well, the caution came out, and it happened. But how do you feel about a P2 finish here today?
Honestly, pretty good. If anyone knows me, Homestead and Auto Club are my probably 2 worst tracks on this service. So to come with a P1 last week and then a P2 this week, I'll definitely take it. Glad to see we still at least got 1-2 this week. Unfortunately, Billy, I think, got too tight there at the end, or had some incidents that he couldn't stay in the top 3 and make it another podium 1, 2, 3. But good race overall. But yeah, like I said earlier, I kind of needed the long runs, and I figured with the 2 wins in the bank, I figured I'd take a shot at it and just come down, take tires, and see if I had enough laps to run those guys down. It wasn't too bad. It took a while for the tires to kind of start using their goodie, essentially. With the first handful of laps, I couldn't really do anything with those guys, keeping me pinned on the bottom. But once they came in, I started really rotating the bottom really good and be able to make those passes. But I was talking to Frankie, I probably need another 1 to 2 laps, honestly, to get to his bumper at least, to have a shot at it.
Yeah, he was just too fast out here. Well, congratulations to you on the P2. Steve, you got something for Brandon real quick?
Hey, man, obviously an awesome job today. Couldn't quite get it, but hey, awesome sponsors on the car. Talk about them real quick.
Yeah, I gotta thank Battle Beaver, Max Graphics, and Brandon Bowie for the team, and obviously everybody at Bowie Esports. Put a lot of hard work into this, and it's been paying off the last 3 weeks, so hopefully we can continue it the rest of the season.
Love that, man. Great job today. We'll see you next week at Kansas. All right, going to bring in our winner today, Frankie Barroso.
Mr. Frankie and that 48. Frankie, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Frankie, congratulations, man. Your first win of the season. You were unstoppable late in this race. No one was catching you with about 5 to go. Man, good job. What were your thoughts late in this race? How did you end up just pulling away from the field like that?
Well, I mean, I had a really good car on the short run. I could really, I wouldn't say throw it into the corner, but it would really settle in nice in the corner, and I could just flat-foot it from the apex on, and it, just a really good car, honestly. Really good for the short run. I'd say probably the first 10, 15 laps. It was good. Maybe the back end of the run it wasn't as good, but all in all, it was still really good. And I'm happy that for the team we got a 1-2, and we move on to next week at Kansas.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Steve, you got anything for Frankie real quick? Your winner before we head out of here.
Hey, obviously a great job. Big win today. Again, first of the season. But next week, Dash for Cash at Kansas. He'll be fighting for that. Obviously a lot of fun there too. So what are your thoughts about Kansas? And yeah, thank your sponsors, man.
Kansas, I don't know, because Kansas is really weird for me because that is maybe the only place where I can actually run the top with some success. I'm usually a bottom feeder, I guess, and I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes I'm good there, sometimes I struggle, but I don't know. We'll see next week what that comes to. But yeah, first I'd like to thank you guys obviously for putting on the show. I'm gonna watch back the broadcast, not because I won, but you guys do an amazing job. I'd like to thank Brandon Bowie of Bowie Esports, all my teammates, Kenny, Matt, Brandon Squared, Brandon Squared as well. Yeah, there's a lot of Brandons, and I'd like to thank Battle Beaver, Boosted, and just anyone that makes this team just go round and round in circles. So yeah, that's all I got.
Right on. Well, congratulations, Frankie. I got one question for you so we can solve this for the chat. Do you sleep in a race car bed?
Do I sleep in a race car bed? No, but I wish I did. I might be a little too big. I might be a little too tall.
Yeah.
Maybe if I got it absolutely decked out and
He's got the limo version.
No, I don't have the limo version.
It's like a longer Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, I think we got to bring those back.
I agree. I don't know why they went out, but we absolutely need to bring one back. Maybe put a Verstappen bed.
Go. That's Frankie Barroso, your number 48 car driver. He got the win here at Auto Club. Congratulations to him. What a race we had this evening, man. I loved watching these guys battle it out. It seemed like anybody out here could have got the win. So many different top 10s, top 5s, new names, old names. These drivers really put on a show today. Steve, what are your thoughts? What are your takes on this race here at Auto Club?
I'll tell you what, incredible race. Minimal cautions, which is nice. We saw some cautions early on, but overall pretty well clean. And considering a tight setup, a lot of cars next to each other, a lot could have happened that didn't. And great racing. Next week, Kansas is going to be a fun time. I'll tell you what, 4 drivers trying to go for that dash for cash. Always fun, but hey, 30 other cars still looking to get their first win and playoff and stage points to get themselves through the playoffs. So going to be a great time at Kansas. Tell you what, today was a great time so far. We are 3 weeks in. Next week will be one month away or into the season. And so far, incredible job. Hey, folks, hit the sub button, hit the like button on the video. We appreciate you all for being here. Big thanks to all of our sponsors to make all this possible. and all you race fans to watch and tune in so we can broadcast to you guys. But hey, thanks a lot, Emery. Any last words?
No, man, I think they wrapped it up nicely, and big shout out, big turnout again at Race Day Live. Thanks for all you guys coming in here, chatting it up, and making this happen. And big shout out to all our sponsors. I mean, AdminBoxx, Units, Moving and Portable Storage, Battle Beaver, Harpoon Designs, and Sim Motion. And man, we'll see you guys in Kansas.
Yes, sir. Folks, have a good night. We love you. Peace out.
Good night.